All right, next up we have Allison Welter from biology presenting on analysis of Arabidopsis thaliana red light response mutants identified in a genetic enhancer screen.
My name is Allie Welter, and I'm a biochemistry molecular biology major. Did you know that within the next 30 years, the world population is expected to increase by over 1 billion people? One of the most critical issues our world is facing right now is how to provide enough food for this growing population without taking up more land for farm acreage. Well, I'm involved in a research project that relates to this issue. I work with a plant called Arabidopsis thaliana and study mutant plants with increased sensitivity to red light. This alters how they grow, and implementing similar changes into food crop plants may be agronomically beneficial. So you might be thinking, since farmers need to provide greater amounts of food crops than they have in the past, why wouldn't we just plant the crops closer together? Well, it turns out it's not quite that simple. When food crop plants are grown closely together, they have to compete with each other for sunlight. Shading causes the plants to grow a lot taller than they would under normal conditions, and they end up not being as healthy because of this. Well, my research project provides a potential solution to this issue. The mutant plants I study have increased sensitivity to red light, and this reduces the shade response. If food crop plants acted like our mutant plants, they would have this reduced shade response, and a larger number of them could be grown in a small field. We believe we know why our plants have this increased sensitivity to red light, and engineering this into food crop plants may be potentially beneficial in the agricultural field. In my research specifically, I've worked on a genetic mapping project to try and identify what change in our mutant plants is causing them to have this increased sensitivity to red light. This involved me creating specific populations of plants from which I isolated whole genomic DNA for sequencing and analysis. This analysis identified likely causative mutations in a gene that codes for a protein known as phytochrome B or Phy-B. Phy-B is the major protein that this plant uses to detect red light, which is why I'm led to believe that the mutation in this gene is likely causing the plants to have this reduced shade response. If the same mutation could be introduced into the Phy-B gene of a crop plant, possibly by gene editing, we may be able to grow more of that crop in a smaller area without affecting the health of the plant. This could prevent the cost of food crops from increasing as the world population continues to grow and benefit society overall. This project was funded by the National Science Foundation as they're interested in this agricultural issue and my research project's connections to it. Thank you.
So is this something that would be able to be applicable to all types of crops or only certain kinds? Or?
Well, if a lot of crops use phytochrome specifically to sense light, and they all will have this shade response where they won't be as healthy when they're growing in shaded light, so it could possibly be applicable to different kinds of crops.
Great. Now for science and technology, we have second place goes to Allison Welter from biology.